So I have two sons, twins, in first grade at Burris, and I teach multimedia storytelling at Ball State. My husband came home and said, you know, do they know what you do at Ball State? Because it seems like they would really be interested in getting some ideas about things that they can do that are a little bit more innovative with the iPad.
We had gotten a grant from the Indiana Department of Education, so we had one-to-one iPads.
So I came in and I met with Mrs. Onieal, and we started brainstorming, different things that we could do to look at ways to use the iPad as a teaching tool so that the kids can start to learn about multimedia storytelling and what that means. So Young Authors has been around since 1963. Just the idea that we have children in elementary school work on a project that involves writing an original story.
What my children had to do were things that most first graders would do. They had to write the stories. So we worked a lot on story development and those kinds of things.
It's pretty interesting coming up with the writing. First, we had to choose our favorite animal, and I chose birds.
Well, how you write a story is first you gotta think of the plot and the characters and the main character.
So I had a class of 14 students in a class called News 397 within the journalism department at Ball State. And so we went into every classroom, 11 different classrooms, several times at the beginning of the semester.
We actually split into groups and we came up with our own multimedia stories. We put the multimedia pieces in that we would have if we were doing these stories, just like they're going to be doing. So we could show the kids, this is what we're talking about, this is what you guys can do with your books.
When Jen's college students came in, they showed their interactive book, and my kids were so excited. And excited that they could take their very flat books and turn them into something that really came alive.
Sounds and like boom and splash, and we were able to do those.
Sometimes we didn't have time to check out recorders, so we used iPhones and iPads and did it, and the quality's great.
Hi, how did you get lost?
I was swinging from the trees so fast that I fell.
Puppet Pals is an app that I've used throughout the school year, so Puppet Pals was easy.
Well, you can take pictures and cut them out, and they'll become one of your puppets.
You could take the picture, or you can also get puppets, or there's puppets that are already created for you.
So we came here probably about 30 to 40 times over the course of the semester and worked one-on-one with students. So we talked to them about, what is your story about? What is the video that you'd like to make? What is the information graphics potential for this story?
Everything in iBook Author is really easy to use. You have your JPEG, you drag it in. You have your audio saved the correct way. All you do is drag it from the desktop to iBook Author and it's there. It just pops up.
So we had about 15 people working on this project and trying to produce over 200 books. That was daunting, but then I started working in iBook Author. I never had to look at a tutorial. I never had to Google anything.
I literally have stopped and thanked the heavens that iBook Author came out when it did. It's made for people who aren't familiar with really high-end, graphic design, page design software.
I'd like to know how to do it because I want to be able to continue this with, for every year I want us to be able to do something like this.
I think that it's good for educational purposes and for non-educational purposes. So, to entertain you, and it can also help you learn.
That's a really cool experience to be able to be teaching these younger kids about multimedia in general and how they can use that in their future.
If they know how to use databases and search for things, and they're going to get a wealth of knowledge from that, and that'll help them in the future.
I kind of thought my dad's job was pretty cool. He's a computer programmer, and I've always wanted to be a computer programmer, so I think that'll help me.
I haven't kept count of the number of hours we've put into this project because I'm not sure that I really want to know. We're easily up over 1,000 hours, as a group, the 15 of us on this project. So it's been quite something to see unfold.
I think it's terrific. I think we all better watch out. I'm a writer myself, and I can't do what she does already, and she's 8. So I think that's pretty incredible.
It was pretty amazing, especially since I'm kind of technologically slow. To see my son, doing something like this was fantastic.
I mean, some kids in first grade really have a voice, and those are usually ones that love to write. Everybody just all came together with it, so that's kind of what sticks out with me.